Hello, everyone. We're very happy to be here at the end of our final lesson of our MUN Teachers Training. All right, we're all on mute, but that would be applause.
Whoa!
Exactly. All right, so really, really excited to have a whole bunch of us here today. We also have Elise with us. And it's really been quite a journey these past months. And we have participants coming even from other countries, which is very exciting. So yeah, it's time to do a sum up of the course for the end of our MUN Professional Development class of 2021. No need to all applaud. So first and foremost, I want to take the opportunity to have some closing words and some thank yous. Model UN, as incredible an activity as it is not always easy to get started. And while it is one of the easier activities to keep going once it starts, once the students love it, it creates an MUN culture in the school and can be self-propelling in some great ways. You can get responses from parents and principals in ways that most other activities can't. There are some challenges in getting it started because of the nature and the moving parts. So this course would not have happened without two key, very important individuals, Elise Benzagmi and Risa Levy, one of whom is here and one of whom is not. So to start in this closing ceremony of the course, I invite Elise to say some words. Elise is the manager of DARCA Global Leadership Skills Program. Elise, you have the floor.
So, yeah, I just want to say thank you to Daniel for, in this course that you guys all just raved about. And I agree with those of you who have taken the first diplomacy course and felt confused afterwards. Certainly can't compare what we try and squish into maybe 2 weeks in the diplomacy course to a full-on Ishtalmut that sort of puts you in the shoes of your students. And I can totally relate to those of you who said, until I did it, I didn't know what to expect or what it's going to be like or how to do it. And I think that's a really important thing to remember when we are working with our students as well. So a huge thanks to Daniel. He's sort of been my go-to Model UN person since the beginning of my Model UN journey, which I think is now maybe 6 years ago, maybe more, I can't really remember, when I had a crazy idea of having a teacher's Model UN. And then I went and did it. And Daniel prepared the study guide, and he came to our school, and I got teachers from a bunch of schools to come, mostly diplomacy teachers, because I felt that if I didn't actually go through it myself, then I wouldn't be able to teach it to my students. And that was a really eye-opening experience. After that, I invited him to join me at I think at every single one of my teacher professional developments at DARCA. Daniel has been an honored guest and has given his, as much as he can get into the short amount of time I usually allow him. But it's really with the generosity of the American Embassy that we're able to bring you this Ishtalmut for the very nominal fee of 15 shekels, and also to offer your students the practice in person. Those of you who took advantage and had Daniel come to your school know what I'm talking about, because it's really different when it happens in your school and you see it happen. So thank you, Daniel, and thank you, teachers, because I might manage a whole bunch of programs at DARCA, but in my heart, I am still a teacher, and in my soul, I am a teacher, and I teach. I still am in the classroom 3 days a week, teaching 2 classes, and everything that you guys just said, I totally relate. I know what it means to be overworked and underpaid and feel like nobody really cares or pays attention to what you're doing. And I want to recognize your really hard work in the field. And I really hope that this course has given you at least some insight and possibly some hope as to how you can get, I'm not going to say a Model UN club, because I feel that's very far away from many of you right now, for all the different reasons we said, but maybe some elements of Model UN into your classrooms as soon as possible. Thanks again. And I will come back. I want to get back. I really do want to dig into those reasons and hopefully give you guys some ideas or tips on how to overcome them. So thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, Elise. So I want to again say, so first of all, big thank you to Elise being a huge supporter and proponent, and I feel a partner with me in getting MUN spread throughout Israel and raising the level and making it something accessible like it is in many other countries and really become part of the culture. And not when people do say Model UN, they're like, we have no idea what that is, to, oh, right, that's a really awesome thing we've at least tried in some capacity. The big thank you, she's not here with us today, but is to Risa Levy from the US Embassy Tel Aviv branch. It's really, she's been a big supporter of these activities. This Ishtalmut is funded by the American Embassy, as well as the programs in your different schools that have happened throughout the past 2 months in preparation for the MUN conference. This would not be possible without Risa. She's usually with us at the closing ceremonies, but she's not able to be here today. So big thank you to Risa. And for closing words, I'd like to ask everyone here, like, how was the course for you? Like the ups, the downs. Let's take a few minutes. You know, we've been through a bunch of hours, not just us here in this class, but in prep and in challenging ourselves. I can say that when I started doing Model UN, it was an activity I didn't understand what I was getting into at all. And it really, look, as I've said many times, it changed the way I think. It impacted my career. It you know, and I say this as someone who, you know, never really had a fear of public speaking, so I can't even really relate to that part. It still was one of the most impactful things I've ever done. So I really appreciate the kind words about having this being where everyone was explained correctly. And I'd like us to go around, play the, you know, caucus game one more time for us to share how the course was for us, thoughts, insights. Starting it off, I'm going to choose Marina. You can repeat what you said before, add new things, and then take the next speaker.
Okay, so I absolutely love the course, and I was actually looking forward to taking it, because coming from a lot, whatever Ishtanut is on Zoom is a good one, because previously I had to travel to Tel Aviv, you know, when the situation was better with the flights and everything, but like now it's absolutely impossible. So first of all, I was very happy that this Ishtanut was on Zoom. Then second of all, as I have already mentioned before, so I took the communication skills bit course, and it was, instead of 60 hours, it was the first year of 30 hours. So like all this information was like merged into 30 hours. And actually the Model UN that we had, the lesson itself, it was in March 2020, and it was in Zoom. So it was like the first time I experienced Model UN, and it was on Zoom. But my frustration was actually coming from the fact that I did all the preparation, like I read everything and I did whatever I thought I was required to do. And when the simulation started, it was as if everyone like knew what they were doing. And I was like, where am I? Like, did I get a different set of documents to read? So it was like all unfamiliar, and like because we had like a simulation straight away, nothing was actually explained. Like the only explanation we had was in the preparation guide that we received. So I felt so frustrated, and I was like, how will I do that next year with my students? And thankfully, I got all my answers this year, because the course was like very simple to comprehend, like stage to stage, what needs to be done, how to build an opening speech. So I'm really glad that I took this ishtalmut, because I'm actually stepping out of it with the, you know, the full toolbox to apply in my classroom. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Marina. Really, really happy to hear. So who'd like to hear from next?
I think Deborah.
Deborah, you have the
Okay.
floor.
Thank you. So I would like to add to what Marina said, because this year is the first year we have diplomacy at school. So we started a new major. And I know it's part of their curriculum next year when they will be in 11th grade, but I had no previous experience with Model UN. I had no knowledge, nothing. And then I told students we will learn as we go. And I decided it would be better to get started with Model UN this year, not wait until next year. So I took the course at the same time that I took the course. Omri from Ambassadors came to our school. The students had a great time. They learned a lot of skills, a lot of tools that they could use. And we have managed to attend the 2 Model UN conferences, like 2 smaller ones, one in the north and one in Herzliya over Hanukkah. And it was great that after the first time, students said, okay, maybe we get this, but it's still not clear. The second conference we went, it suddenly clicked for them. And it was great because they actually enjoyed very much. They enjoyed speaking in English. They enjoyed meeting people. They enjoyed talking in the conference, like mingling. And I also started to understand with the, with the lessons and with the course. It also clicked for me. So thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you for the course. It was great. I feel a bit more prepared to help my students. And I also think it will be great. In our school, we have a veteran teacher who has started a Model UN club 3-4 years ago. And I'll be able to join her and develop this culture of Model UN in our school, like for next year. So we look optimistic, like things look promising for next year.
Excellent. Very happy to hear it. Deborah, who do you like to hear from next?
Let's see. I would like to hear from Hannah.
Hannah, you have the floor.
Well, thanks, guys. I'm sick, a little bit sick, but I'll try to talk. Anyway, I agree with Marina. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Marina. I'm happy that I took the Talmud. I'm happy that it was on Zoom because it was a great help. I enjoyed the program, especially the day that we were at the Kfar Maccabiyah. It was beautiful. And my students, at the beginning, they didn't want to go. They didn't, because everybody had Mada and all kinds of other things to attend to. And I convinced them at the end, they really liked it. And just to show you proof, like today I read one of the students, Shai, he was a distinguished delegate, I think, that day. Yeah, and he wrote an article for our newspaper, school newspaper, that he loved the Model UN, which was wonderful. Thanks to you, Daniel, that you helped us. And I think it's a great program, and I'll be happy to continue with it next year.
All right. Very happy to hear. Who would you like to hear from next?
Can I see the names? Hang on.
Hannah, can I get a copy of that article?
The one from Yad Mordechai. Oh.
Hannah?
What?
Me? Who?
Yeah,
The
I
one-
just wanted to ask
Yeah,
if I could get a copy of the article that Shai wrote. I would love to see it.
Yeah, just today, the woman who was in charge on the magazine, she sent it to me.
Will you send me a
It's in
copy on
Hebrew.
WhatsApp?
It's in
That's
Hebrew.
fine. That's fine.
I'll send it
Send
to
me a
you.
copy
right
on
now.
WhatsApp. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
All right. Who do you want to hear from next?
From Ravid, thanks.
Ravid.
Yes.
All right.
So, well, I think some of the things I already said, but I'll repeat it. I also think that having the Ishtalmut on Zoom was excellent for me because it saves time, and it's another way to learn and be able to take part in a Ishtalmut. If it was face-to-face, I'm not sure I would have been able to do so the same way. So this is a very important thing. Also the methods, the way that you gave the Ishtalmut and the interaction that you had created for us to experience everything, and many of the things were new. Even it's a new language. It's knowing a new language, definitely, especially for people who don't usually either watch or go to such events. And so I definitely had a very important experience, and it made me not to be afraid of the moon as I was. I admit I was really afraid of conducting such an event, and now I understand the concept, and also after experiencing it with my students and then going through the Ishtalmut, I feel confident, even if I personally, I'm not a person, the type of person who really connects to these kinds of events. The concept itself, I can't find myself like as a person. I can do it once, but it's not something that I will do it definitely again and again out from my enthusiasm. But I do think that the students have to do it. I do think they have to experience it at least once and then judge if it's good for them or not. I believe that students will find it interesting and would like to continue maybe having an MUN, and some of them might even do this as their leadership project. So I definitely take a lot of good aspects and things from this Ishtalmut.
Wonderful. Really, really happy to hear. Ravid, who would you like to hear from next?
From Michael.
All right, Michael.
Hi, that's me. Thank you. So Daniel and I go way back, actually. I think we made Aliyah about the same time. So when I heard you were teaching that course, I jumped on the opportunity. I really enjoyed it. I come from a background of teaching debate. And so I really love that this got hands-on with the less idealistic aspect and the more practical aspects of sometimes you have the best idea, but that's in theory, and then in practice it doesn't cut it. So I thought that was great. I love the format. I thought that the fact that it was on Zoom actually helped us to practice the structure of Zoom, the names list, the possibility to rename yourselves. I think this is amazing. It allows us to really work quickly. That was very efficient, and I think I would encourage Ishtalmut to continue. I would suggest that's a great format to continue that way, and not necessarily because of Corona. And I really enjoyed that we were put in the position of the students. Someone mentioned that, and I think that's very true. Experiencing it firsthand makes it easier for us to see, okay, this is where some will have difficulties. This is going to be easy. This is going to be fun. This we definitely should start with because it's going to get people excited. So all in all, I had a great time and learned a lot. As I said, for a number of reasons, I can't implement this as a program yet. But there are many ideas that I'll include in courses, and hopefully in the future we can start talking about implementing a program. So thank you very much, Daniel and everyone.
All right, thank you, Michael. And so it's good to see you're having fun along the way with the different ideas and coalitions and so on. I think one of the very important parts of Model UN is actually doing it in the shoes of a participant. That was sort of like night and day when I started teaching Model UN initially, and I'd explained the rules of procedure as a theoretical thing before we do it. And I was like this doesn't work. It's so scary, all these different terms and concepts. And now what we do is where we learn a concept. This is roll call. Immediately do roll call. Opening speeches. We're going to immediately do that. Speakers list. Now we're immediately going to speak. Now go to your breakout rooms. What you did, that's called unmoderated caucus. And it really makes it accessible. And there really is a logic to the flow of Model UN that when you do it, you can see it. After you vote, you're like, oh, that's how it works. but explaining it as a theoretical concept or reading it in an article is very difficult. This is probably one of the most, you got to do it to get it kind of activities in this realm. All right, Michael, who would you like to hear from next?
Gali, would you be up for it?
There's Gali. Glad to see you, Gali. Glad you're able to make it.
Yeah, I can try. I'm not feeling that well. Well, basically, Michael said, I think, most of the things that I feel. To tell the truth, I didn't expect this Talmud to be so interesting. I didn't know what to expect, really. I didn't know what it was all about. And then, right, the first session, I said, "Ooh, that's fun." That was very nice, and I really loved the way that we were like the students working in breakout rooms and things, exercising all the tools that you were teaching us. And then the climax was, of course, the conference, which was amazing, and it showed us actually where we're going to, what the big purpose at the end, and I really loved it, and I want to thank you for that. Can't hear you.
Really, really happy to hear that, Gali. Thank you. Who would you like to hear from next?
How about, wait a minute, is here Nava?
Nava. All right, let's hear from Nava. It was a beautiful sidewalk behind her.
Great. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I like this Talmud. First of all, since it's my opportunity to speak English fluently, not as in class, and to hear fluent English, it's a great opportunity for us all, I believe, but especially for me. And I like the Talmud. I didn't know what it was when I joined in. I had no clue, I admit, but I fell in love with it during whatever we had discussed, and I like it. And I really, really want to have it in our school. As I said before, I don't believe it can happen as of yet, maybe in the future. So I joined all the English Ishtalmuyot basically because I want to speak English. I want to hear good English and to carry on with it. Thank you. Can't hear you, Daniel.
You're very welcome, Nava. Who would you like to hear from next?
I'm not sure who didn't speak, so I'll refer to Ronnie, my colleague.
Ronnie, your colleague. Ronnie was always ready with like the country, the amount, and the name.
Ronnie, you're not, can't hear you, can't hear you. Not, can't hear you now. Speak.
Okay. Well, it is one of the most rewarding Ishtalmut I have ever had. In terms of the expectation, to be honest, I came to this class because of curiosity. Because I said to myself, what the hell the UN has to do with teaching English? And I was surprised how you're nodding, Daniel. But I don't. Do you hear me, by the way?
I hear you great.
Okay, so in terms of, I was really surprised, and I enjoyed the training. I was expecting it every Sunday, and I'm honest right now. But I must say, I always been skeptic as to the possibility to down it to the level of students that I have in my school. I really wanted to see this Ishtalmut tailored towards a student with a level of 3-4 points in our school system. I always felt that this is really more academic, more the stuff that I heard from you was really high level. And if there's a possibility to downsize it or to make it accessible to even lower students, that would be great.
Amazing. All right. Very happy to hear, Ronnie, and I'm glad that you look for this every Sunday. You know, given the amount of classes Ishtalmuyot people have, whenever I hear that, it makes me very happy. All right, who do you want to hear from next? I think I think we have like, who do we have left?
Who didn't speak? Flora?
Yes, hi. This is our first time in our school that participated in the MUN, and it's my first time. I had, the Ishtalmut was very beneficial. I had a great time. It was well organized, well understood. Daniel, everything was really understood stage by stage. That gave me the confidence and gave me the opportunity to also explain to my students. And I'm looking forward for next year. Thank you. Because everybody said everything, so I'm going to be very, yes. Thank you.
That's what we learned about opening speeches. It's like, get all the material done in 60 seconds, be to the points. Really great. Okay, I think, Flora, who do you want to hear from next? I think it's just Natalie, but I'm not sure.
So Natalie.
Last but not least.
Yeah, definitely not least.
Okay, I hope I won't miss any important compliments. I have to say that, as Ronnie said, this is truly a rewarding Ishtalmut. For many years, I've taken so many Ishtalmuyot that were so boring, and that's what I expected here, to be honest. And then I was really amazed how thought-provoking it was. It made me think a lot, which is something I haven't done in Ishtalmuyot for so long. It was very interesting. I've learned so much about how really the UN works, and it was very well organized, and you did it with passionately, really, about the issues. And I hope to be as vivid and passionate about it as you, and I hope to see you again in the next Ishtalmut. Thank you very much.
All righty. Is there anyone who didn't speak yet? Okay, seems that everyone has. So I want to sum up again for this course for the closing ceremony part. Thank you all for your feedback. We'll also get to write them in a little form. This course was really a pleasure. It was a very happy part of every Sunday for us to go through with this, especially given the conferences and the school practices happening at the same time for some of us, and to make MUN accessible, which is the goal of us all. So I want to give again the thank yous to Elise, Teresa, to the U.S. Embassy, to everyone here who was able to participate and make this program a good one, which I do feel, based on the feedback, that it was. And hopefully we will continue with, other ways to practice speaking English, and, MUN2 at some point when we have enough teachers to do that. And bring MUN to schools, because it makes kids happy, it makes students happy, makes us happy, and that's it. So thank you, everyone.
Daniel, may I ask something?
In 1 second, please, if Elise is still here, but I'll say thank you, everyone. This is it for the closing ceremony part of the course, and